A world ablaze. Imagining the unimaginable, the very thought of a world engulfed in flames, cities reduced to rubble, and lives shattered is a nightmare that haunts the collective human psyche. The world has seen 2 world wars. These conflicts, spanning continents and involving millions, have left indelible scars on the fabric of human history. The horrors of those conflicts are forever etched in human history. The images of war victims, the solemn memorials and the monuments stand as stark reminders of the past. Today the prospect of a 3rd World War might seem unthinkable, yet the tension in the air is palpable, as people around the globe watch the news with bated breath, hoping for peace but fearing the worst. However, geopolitical tensions are rising, military forces are on high alert, and soldiers patrol hotspots where conflicts could ignite at any moment. The possibility, however remote, demands our attention. World leaders engage in tense discussions trying to navigate the treacherous waters of international diplomacy. We must examine the potential contenders. The flags of major world powers flutter in the wind, each nation showcasing its military might in grand parades. We must understand the devastating consequences of such a conflict. The specter of nuclear explosions and the sight of destroyed buildings from recent conflicts serve as grim warnings. Ignoring the dangers is not an option. People around the world protest for peace, their voices rising in unison against the threat of war. We must engage in thoughtful analysis. Scholars and analysts pore over maps and charts, seeking to understand the complexities of global conflicts. We must consider the unthinkable to prevent it from becoming a reality. The world is interconnected. In our globalized society, the actions of one nation can ripple across the globe, affecting us all. What happens in one corner affects us all. International newsrooms buzz with activity, as diverse people react to events unfolding around the world. A global conflict would have far-reaching consequences. The sight of ruined cities and refugee camps filled with displaced individuals is a stark reminder of the human cost of war. No nation would be immune to the devastation. Desolate landscapes and damaged landmarks in various countries illustrate the widespread destruction that a global conflict would bring. Understanding the dynamics of such a war is crucial. Military strategists and command centers run simulations, trying to predict and prepare for the unthinkable. It allows us to grasp the magnitude of what's at stake. As global leaders shake hands and discuss military and economic indicators, we are reminded of the delicate balance that must be maintained to ensure peace. Ultimately, the goal is to preserve the simple joys of life. The laughter of children playing in a park, families enjoying a sunny day, these are the moments we strive to protect. By imagining the unimaginable, we can work towards a future where such horrors remain confined to history. Diverse communities come together, helping each other, building a world where peace prevails. Let us envision a world where harmony triumphs over conflict. A world where the sunrise brings hope and the cityscape remains untouched by the ravages of war. Titans of the 21st century, major players in a global conflict. In an increasingly interconnected world, the balance of power is constantly shifting, and the major players in this global arena are more influential than ever. The United States remains a superpower. With its vast resources, technological advancements, and strategic alliances, it continues to play a pivotal role on the global stage. It possesses a formidable military. The U.S. military is not only one of the largest, but also one of the most technologically advanced forces in the world, capable of projecting power across the globe. Its economy is one of the largest in the world. The American economy, driven by innovation and entrepreneurship, remains a cornerstone of global economic stability and growth. However, China is rapidly rising. Over the past few decades, China has transformed itself from a developing nation into an economic powerhouse, with ambitions to reshape the global order. Its economic might is challenging the U.S.-China's manufacturing capabilities, and vast market have made it a central player in global trade, challenging the economic dominance of the United States. It is investing heavily in its military capabilities. With significant investments in modernizing its military, China aims to assert its influence in the Asia-Pacific region and beyond. Russia, despite economic challenges, boasts a vast nuclear arsenal. The legacy of the Soviet Union's military might still resonates, making Russia a formidable force in global geopolitics. It seeks to reassert itself on the world stage. Under the leadership of Vladimir Putin, Russia has pursued an assertive foreign policy, aiming to regain its influence and counter Western dominance. The European Union, while economically powerful, faces internal divisions. The EU's collective economic strength is significant, but political and economic differences among member states pose challenges to its unity. Its military strength is fragmented. While the EU has made strides in defense cooperation, its military capabilities are still largely dependent on NATO and the contributions of individual member states. India is a rising power in Asia. With its vast population and rich cultural heritage, India is emerging as a key player in regional and global affairs. It has a large population and a growing economy. India's economic growth, driven by a young and dynamic workforce, positions it as a major player in the global market. It is actively modernizing its military. With ongoing investments in defense technology and infrastructure, India aims to enhance its strategic capabilities and regional influence. These key players would shape the course of any global conflict. As the world navigates complex geopolitical landscapes, the actions and decisions of these nations will be crucial in determining the future of international relations and global stability. Regional powers wildcards in a high-stakes game. Beyond the major players, regional powers add another layer of complexity. Japan, with its advanced technology and maritime strength, would be a significant factor in the Pacific. South Korea, facing a hostile North Korea, possesses a well-trained and equipped military. Iran, with its strategic location in the Middle East and its nuclear ambitions, could destabilize the region. Israel, a close U.S. ally, boasts a technologically advanced military and a strategic location. These regional powers could become decisive players in a global conflict. The battlefield transformed, new rules of engagement. Modern warfare extends beyond traditional battlefields. Cyber warfare can cripple infrastructure and sow chaos. Space, once a domain of exploration, is becoming militarized. Artificial intelligence is changing the face of combat. Economic warfare, through sanctions and trade disruptions, can be just as devastating as physical attacks. These factors add layers of complexity. They make predicting the outcome of a future war difficult. Section 5. Shifting sands, predicting the unpredictable. It is impossible to predict the exact course of a hypothetical World War III. However, we can explore potential scenarios. One possibility is a US-led alliance emerging victorious. This outcome would depend heavily on maintaining unity among allies and effectively countering China's growing military might. Another scenario involves China and Russia dominating. This outcome assumes a strong alliance between the two, and a failure of the US to maintain its global influence. Section 6. The price of conflict, a future in peril. Regardless of the victor, the consequences of a Third World War would be catastrophic. Nuclear weapons, if used, would result in unimaginable destruction. Millions, if not billions, of lives would be lost. The global economy would collapse. The environment would suffer irreparable damage. The very fabric of civilization would be at risk. The human cost alone makes such a war unthinkable. Section 7. The road ahead, choosing diplomacy over destruction. In the face of these terrifying possibilities, there is only one rational path: diplomacy. Global leaders must engage in meaningful dialogue. They must address the root causes of tension. International cooperation is not optional, it is essential. We must strengthen institutions that promote peace and understanding. The United Nations, for all its flaws, provides a platform for dialogue. We must work to reform and strengthen it, not abandon it. Section 8. The importance of international cooperation. International cooperation is not a sign of weakness. It is a recognition of our shared humanity. It is an understanding that we are all interconnected. Global challenges require global solutions. Climate change, pandemics, and economic inequality transcend borders. We must confront these challenges together. We must choose cooperation over conflict. Section 9. Conclusion. A plea for peace in a time of uncertainty. In these turbulent times, when the world seems to be teetering on the edge of chaos, it is more important than ever to remember the value of peace. The prospect of a Third World War is a stark reminder of our capacity for self-destruction. The images of devastation and ruin serve as a grim testament to the horrors that conflict brings. Entire cities reduced to rubble, lives shattered, and futures stolen. It is a call to action. A call that resonates deeply within the hearts of those who yearn for a better world. The voices of the many, rising in unison, demanding an end to violence and the beginning of a new era of understanding and compassion. We must reject the path of war. We must dismantle the barriers that divide us and destroy the instruments of destruction that threaten our very existence. It is a collective responsibility that we all share. We must choose dialogue, diplomacy, and cooperation. These are the tools that will pave the way to a more harmonious world. Through open communication and mutual respect, we can resolve our differences and find common ground. The future of humanity depends on it. The smiles of children, the laughter of families, and the bonds that unite us all are the true treasures of our world. We owe it to the next generation to preserve these precious moments. Let us work together to build a world where war is not an option, but a relic of the past. A world where collaboration and unity are the cornerstones of our global society, where every nation, every community, and every individual plays a part in the grand tapestry of peace. Let us strive for a future where peace prevails, where the gentle flutter of doves' wings and the serene beauty of a countryside in bloom are the symbols of our collective success, where every tree planted is a testament to our commitment to a brighter tomorrow. The alternative is too horrifying to contemplate. The grim reality of war, the haunting images of destruction, and the unimaginable suffering that follows are reminders of what we must avoid at all costs. Let us choose peace for the sake of all humanity.